Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the show. How you doing? Should I check out Sala and Chantel on TikTok? I guess I'm gonna have somebody said something about TikTok. So I'll do that. I'll do that right now. It's Sala and Chantel, because of course she renamed her TikTok. Okay. So what's up with her TikTok? Is it cringy? There's somebody saying it's completely super cringy. All right, I see 2,630 followers. It's the same one that she posted 22 hours ago. Okay, so she made a video about herself and being a Syrian and Canadian couple doing stuff. Welcome, everybody. It's D Day, or should I say it's BBJ Day. Hey, Kitra. Hey, QZ. Just I. Erado. Janine. She actually has two TikToks. So there's Sala and Chantal. There's also Foodie Beauty YouTube. So maybe I should do Foodie Beauty YouTube, because I think that's where she has most of her stuff, because she forgot about Sala and Chantal. All right, so Foodie Beauty YouTube. She's getting into TikTok. Let's see how this one lasts. This event lasts. Okay. She hasn't posted anything since. Wait a second. Let me be sure. Okay, so she has been TikToking her stuff. Okay. We might take a look at some of these. But so far, not a lot of stuff. I mean, what was the last time she posted? 49 minutes ago. Okay, let me put this one up. Hey Janine, hey Lindsay, Jackie H, One Small Moose, Kelly Wade, everybody else. Welcome to the show. Smash that like button. I'd really, really, really appreciate that. And we are gonna get started shortly. Let me see live. Okay. And everything seems to be fine, even though it says there's zero. Hey Gia, what's up, Erado? All right, I'll put it on the screen, I guess. We're gonna take a look at her TikTok. And then we're gonna talk about BBJ and whatnot. So let me share my screen. Let me do this, and this. Let me do okay.
See you go all the way down the tunnel
Wait.
and they'll cheer you on. That's how people are. You know why? It
Uh-oh.
doesn't matter how negative it was.
Uh-oh. I can't have that audio because you know how they are. OMG. Really? And what's this?
Sexy food. It's a mamma mia. It makes me feel so good.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Okay. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Oh hell no. Exactly. This is just way too cringe. Like WTF. What the hell's going on? All right. I guess we'll go no audio. I don't know, but that's her TikTok. She looks like Mod with that one filter. Mod? What do you mean by mod? Just eat it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Um. Hey Edna, what's up? What's up? What's up? I ain't got time for that. Exactly. We don't got time for that. Okay. Yeah, this is very hard to watch. How you been, Kimberly? Hopefully good. Positive vibes to BBJ. I know some of us think that something has happened to the beautiful BBJ. I'm still holding out for the best. I'm still holding out that nothing has happened to her and everything is good. You know, I'm a positive thinker. Okay, looks like Mistress of Darkness got it. Now I know. Now I see what you're saying. All right, so she was basically TikToking Harry and food while she was in Kuwait. It's pretty much that's all she was doing. And then we got some chicken mansaf right there. Okay. And was this giving her? I guess it's that's why she's called Foodie Beauty, even though she really doesn't do so much with food. She should be just called Fast Food Beauty. That would be more appropriate. Fast Food Beauty. We need the farms. They're better than Interpol. Well, we'll see what happens. Time will tell. What in the litter box is that? Right. Right. All right, let me check something here. I gotta check something. I think YouTube is having a glitch or something because for some reason it says there's 0 people watching me, but I'm checking YouTube side and it says there's a few people. So here we go. Make sure my audio connections are fine. Okay, we're gonna get into it, people. We're gonna get into thick of things. I've invited somebody to come on, and we are waiting for them to present themselves because we're gonna have a conversation. We also got to talk about BBJ, of course. Fast food should be her name. She doesn't love, she replaces. Exactly. She is replacing, and that is very sad. Poor girl. All right. Okay. Make sure you smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, it says 127 watching. Okay, good. At least there's 127 people here watching and whatnot. We're gonna get into it. Still waiting. Maybe Timberly will come on as well. I'm not really sure. If you want to come on, Timberly, if you're around, then fine. If not, it's all good. Been trying to help Timberly, with her audio issues. I've been going through the rounds trying to figure out, thinking, what is up and what's going on. All right, let me go back to Foodie Beauties. Okay, so she even has even more food. So we got more food right there. We got that. Of course, the Burger King when they went there. It's just all about the food. Your heart is broken for BBJ. Mm-hmm. Surprise guest. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Lindsay. Thumbs up, people. Thumbs up. I'd like that. Thumbs up. All right. Here we go about the relationship from last year. Here we go as usual. Okay, so this was from Christmas 2022. So not that long ago. All right. She looks like a giant swaddle toddler and acts like one too. Very true. I can't believe that had happened. I remember when this happened. Exactly. All right. Thank you, Capone. Appreciate you. Yes. Show me some love, people. If you're here regularly, show me some love. All right. Let me invite again. I'm gonna do something here. All right. So there we go. All right, still waiting for a guest. There might be a glitch with YouTube. You're fearing Southpaws Gaming ASMR says you're fearing for BBJ. Yeah, me as well. Like I am very concerned. I just don't want anything to happen to her because we know what Foodie Beauty could do. I just, wish the best. She did say that 2:30 was the appointment, if I can recall. 2:30, so we shall see, we shall see. We're still holding out for signs of life. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they're looking or need proof of the rehome or it didn't happen. They need to see a video handoff and whatnot. So hopefully that'll happen. If not, maybe she'll come on in a rage, a huff and a puff. We shall see what we can have or what's gonna happen. Thank you, Kitra. Appreciate you. Is BBJ okay? We're not sure yet. Not sure at all. But I still have hope. All right, wait a second. Maybe Timberly still is having the same problem. Okay. Um, what else is there? I guess we can look at what she did on her other channel. Well, okay, we got Timberly here. Hey, Timberly, what's up?
Hey, nothing. Just hey guys, how are y'all?
All right. Did you ever get to figure out the links that I showed, or was it? Or I guess you're gonna look at that later.
The links that you show.
Yeah, remember to check if you're
Oh,
audio.
everything I've clicked, I'm not able to find anything. It
Okay.
sounds fine for me, um, but once it's recorded, there's no sound on the opposite end. So I don't know
Something
exactly.
must be going on. There's something that's stopping your sound from going through.
I don't know,
I'm
and
gonna
it can't be. I mean, because we have the mic, so it's not the mic or the headphones because they're
yeah.
working together. So it's definitely not either of those. So I
All
don't
right.
know.
Let me think about it and try and figure it out.
Okay.
Maybe I can go through the steps when I access your computer again after this stream and see if I can go through the steps to find if I can tick or uncheck or maybe check that your volume stuff is all right. So I'm gonna have to do that after because we've been
Okay.
doing this for a while.
It's
So yeah, I'm gonna
ridiculous.
see if the loudness enhancement is on. Other than that, we're waiting. Let me see if okay. All right,
Hey,
I'm gonna
Lindsay.
add you right now. 68 Uti.
Hey,
Hello,
Edna.
welcome everybody. All right, so let me add you to the screen. Hopefully the audio is okay. Hey, Mimi.
Hi. Hey.
Hey,
Can y'all
we're
hear me
getting an
okay? Is there an echo?
yes. There's an echo. That's why we need the headphones.
Okay, it wasn't acting right with the headphones, so let me try.
Is it USB headphones?
It might be this room. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can still hear you, but the echo's still there.
Okay, one moment. I'm so sorry.
If you're
Did you
gonna
hear me? Y'all can talk amongst yourself.
sure. If you got a Bluetooth, you can maybe. Well, I'm sure you know how to do the setup with it to make sure it's okay. All right, Timberly, what's up? Like, I'm sure you have some concerns with BBJ.
I'm stressed. Has she said anything else about her? Has she said anything else? Has she put anything else out there? Or still
No, no, still just nothing.
my I'm sorry. I can hear myself just talking to it.
Okay, we're gonna.
But yeah, I you guys know I dislike her, like top notch dislike her, like probably more than anybody on this planet dislikes her. I can't stand her. I hate her. But I don't I feel like I mean and I'm currently waiting for meds and things, so I'm a little probably emotional. But for people to ask her to not harm BBJ,
Mhm.
and then her to finally after all the arguing agree that no, okay, I'll give her away, and people saying oh, she's dead in this picture, and just in big capital letters. It was alarming to me because
Yeah,
I want to give her the chance to she's shown proof of Sam being okay and being in a home. She claims that she's going to do that with BBJ, and so I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt for BBJ's sake, not for her sake, just for the fact that I'm sorry, guys, just for the fact that putting her down would be too much for me. So scream out, "Oh my God, she's dead!" from seeing a picture was traumatic for me. And I think until you have proof, that's a big thing to say. Oh my God, she's dead in that picture. And it was pretty rough for me. So I hate Foodie Beauty, but you asked her not to kill BBJ and she said she wouldn't. So I think she deserves just a day or two to prove. Because you guys could be right. More than likely you are. But give her a day or two. Give BBJ a day or two to be okay in someone else's home. It's just too much to think of for me. Maybe not anybody else or maybe other people, but I just want to think that she's going to do the right thing. Just let her do the right thing for once. And that's all.
yeah. I think we have it there because a lot of people are saying that maybe BBJ is already passed, and there are certain things that are pointing towards that, like
Right. I
and I get
understand.
it, but I still what I like to do is hold out hope and hope
Yeah,
that
for
things
BBJ's sake, just
exactly.
just put it out there. She's gonna be fine, you guys. She's gonna do the right thing once, and she's gonna be all right with somebody for the rest of her time. Just put that out there, just for a day or two. I mean,
Mhm.
just
Yeah, positive vibes.
yeah,
That's what we're here for. Like I'm the type of person who hopes and wishes the best in human beings.
yeah,
And I cannot totally understand that everybody you can't hope for the best for, but still I like to think positive so that
right. Not for
I
Booty. Don't think positive for her. Nobody
but
cares
for
about her. It's
BBJ,
for
yeah,
BBJ. We're just gonna put it
exactly.
out there. She's gonna be okay, you guys. All right. She's just gonna be all right until she's not, and then we'll deal with that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So it's a very hard topic with the BBJ, but she's in my prayers and thoughts. Like I did pray, and she was in my thoughts all last night, and of course even right now. Miami Vice, how have you been?
I'm okay. Can you guys hear me like this?
Yeah, you fixed
Yeah.
it. Yay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Echo?
No
No.
echo.
Okay, good. I'm hanging in there.
So, what did you want to talk about?
Well, I
Can
wanted
we
to just
can we
say,
address the can we address before you start, because I know you got good stuff. Can we address the um GoFundMe? Can we just address that? What the hell is
What
well,
about
that?
it? I
Why
guess
would
that
you why? That's so petty and childish. And people are donating to this fund to take her to the Middle
yes,
East. That's
to
ridiculous.
go
Come
to
on
the
now.
Middle East. Well, I personally would like to say, since you brought it up, um, I wasn't going to mention it, but since you brought it up, I personally would like to say that for those of you that don't know, Jessica has a GoFundMe to help her get to the Middle East to meet Allah. And last night on her stream called Miami Vice Pastels is blackmailing me, which I'll get into that, or blackmailed me, which I'll get into that in a moment. She said she called me many different things, many different names, so basically slandered me and whatnot. And I just wanted to say that she called me creepy. She called me weird numerous times. But this is a man for views, or we all know it's just you know for s and giggles. I mean, she said it herself. It's just for fun. It's not anything serious. But even still, she's been talking to this man for less than a week, and she's already planning to go see him overseas. But I'm the one that's creepy and weird.
Crickets.
you, yeah.
I'm the creepy one. But you've been
Right.
talking
I
to this
mean,
man for 4 days, and you're already planning to go see him. And also, again, we all know it's just for fun and games. But let's for a moment pretend that there is something there in Islam, and I'm not making this up. You can go look this up because I've watched documentaries before, not for this, but just because I like to watch documentaries about different things. When you have multiple wives, part of the thing of with that is that you have to be able to financially support them.
and they
You
cannot
know,
be under the
so
same roof. They have to have separate households.
see, I didn't know that. So like having to start a GoFundMe to go see a man that you're interested in and he can't pay for you to get there is to me kind of a sign of things to come. And I know it's fake. I know it's just made up for views, and she probably won't even go or anything, or maybe she will. I don't know. But if I were interested in a woman, like I was interested in Jessica, and I said to myself, at some point we might meet. If she comes to me, I'll pay for her. There would be no need for a GoFundMe. Like I would pay for her plane ticket and any expenses she had while she's here. I'd pay for if we went out to dinner. That's just how I am. And I know she believes, because we've talked about this, she believes in traditional gender roles. And I know everybody doesn't. I'm not saying that I'm a born man, but I am the dominant partner when I'm with women. So she said, I'm just putting that out there that she does believe in traditional gender roles. And to me, given the thing about multiple wives and being able to financially support them, and then the traditional gender role thing, it's just the fact that you need a GoFundMe is interesting to me. And I know it's
Yeah.
all for a troll. It's more than likely it's just all for a troll. Like, haha, look, here's a GoFundMe for this. But
Right. It has to be, because how would
yeah, I
you
mean,
put out a GoFundMe to go meet someone in Kuwait when you didn't do a GoFundMe to be with the person you were in a relationship with in Georgia? That don't make no sense.
well, I want to clear something up. We were never in a relationship. I know some people were confused about that. I never said we were in a relationship. Um, and she was saying last night we weren't dating. I would like to define dating right now. I did in my video that I did called Dating Jessica Messica. My definition of dating is the stage where you're talking to somebody, getting to know them, possibly going out if you're near each other, talking, communicating, and you're not necessarily exclusive. Some people are, we weren't. And it's just a stage before you decide whether you want to take things further. If you want to take things further, not saying dating always has to lead to that. So that's when I say I was dating her, that's what I meant. So it was
She
like
said, "I
the
love you," though. I mean, she said she
talking.
was in love with you, or "I love you." That's
She said I
pretty. I
love
mean,
you
I don't.
on
I
her
wouldn't
stream
say
last
that
night. She
unless we
no, I
were.
say that to I say that to
Oh,
everybody. I say, hey, I love you so and so. I mean
oh, okay.
that's neither here nor there. She said she had feelings for me. She liked me and everything. So, I
Hmm.
don't doubt that. But I just want to make it clear I never, because some people in there last night uh, were saying, you're acting like you were in a relationship. You're doing all this and you weren't even. I never said we were together. I made that very clear. I'm not coming down on you, Timberly. I just wanted
Oh, I
to,
know.
because some people were saying that I was lying, saying we were together. I never said that. I said we were dating, and that's what I defined dating.
Okay.
I'm
Okay, I
sorry. I
get
just
you.
wanted to let everybody know that.
No worries. So there's a lot of things that she said that I'm sure you want to clarify, because she said her piece, and I'm sure you have, your side of that specific story.
Hmm.
So I'm sure, like, if there's anything you want to talk about right now, you have the floor. Like, go ahead.
Thank you. Zena said the word dating can easily be confused as being in a relationship with someone, to be fair. Let me start there. That's a good point. However, in my video, Dating Jessica Messica, in very like first 5 minutes, I defined dating and what it meant in our situation. And I also call it, sometimes I call it talking. But the problem is, Jessica admitted herself she never watched my video. She never watched either of my videos. That was a cold watch she did last night on her stream. She didn't watch all of it. Um, Not saying she had to sit there and watch all of it. It was an hour and 30 minutes. Her stream was 4 hours. Mine was an hour and a half. And she didn't watch my stream until that until she streamed last night. So also I have like some bullet points here. Someone in her chat last night said it was weird that I had notes, but I like to be organized, so I won't ramble on. I like to, get right to the point.
Right. How is it
And
weird
not
that you would
forget
have
that.
notes? You're like, you're going to you're like, yeah, you're you're talking about specific things. Of course you would need notes to remember all of that.
Right. And it's like I've done notes before for other video. I mean, this is public
Yeah.
speaking, and I usually make notes, but I just wanted to mention that it's not a big deal.
Let me say something before you
Um,
start, too.
Go ahead.
I watched her live that she did last night.
Mm.
And for the people that were in the chat last night from her chat, the mods, the ones that wanted to come up on, she has proof she doesn't like Miami. She has receipts. Well, Jessica starts off her live by stating that I was very much into her. So, for those that were in here trying to drag Miami yesterday, saying that they had proof and that Jessica had proof and receipts that, in fact, she never liked her. That is not what she says on her live. She starts her live with, to let you guys know I was very much into her. So
Yeah.
that's how things get misconstrued. Now, somebody could have said, oh, her Boone Coons was in here and said ABC, but they was wrong. She said they were wrong. So
Hmm.
just want to say that.
And that's a good point to start on, because I want to say when I watched the whole stream last night, and not everything she said was a lie. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, the whole thing was a lie. The part in the beginning, especially, was very accurate as to how we met, how we developed a crush on each other. Some of the other things she said were true. Like the very first part where she was attracted to me and explaining how we met and Natter's chat, all that was very factual and very accurate. About an hour in later, she started going left, and she started, to me, defaming me. I mean, her title alone to me is libel and slanderous. It's called Miami Vice Pastels blackmailed me. Now, when I think of blackmail, and let me start on this note, I think of something like someone's doing insider trading and somebody finds out and says, hey, you got to give me X amount of dollars per week or I'm going to tell the feds or something like that. So when I see something like that, that's very, very inflammatory. And I'm fixing to show y'all something. I have a receipt. What she said, what she showed was a text that I sent her that said, please do not share. I'm going to show you two. There are two text references to that. Give me 1 second. Uh, Here's one. I said, keep what we, and I'll show y'all after I read, keep what we talked about with the YouTube idea between us for now and the people that were in there, the Discord, when I was talking about it. I want it to be a surprise for viewers if we do it, and also people steal ideas. You know, not, and I want to be clear, I never said this was a unique idea, ever. Like she was trying to make it seem like, oh, Miami, this is not a unique idea. People have done this before. And I was just like, very few ideas in the world are unique. Very few ideas in the world are unique. Um, and I wanted to bring something different to it. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, just give it our own spin. And she replied, I will keep it private. Y'all can read that at your own leisure. Okay, that was on February 8th. So that's one. And then the next one she showed was the one where I said, and I'm going to read that to you. If you go on my community tab on YouTube, on this channel, Miamivicepastels83, I'm going to get to that reaction and things. I'm going to address that next. If you look on my community tab, 13 days ago, the very text message that she showed where she says I was blackmailing her, it says, also, don't take my idea to anyone else to do it with them. If you do, I will spill all kinds of tea. What I meant by that was, don't take the idea, not that it's unique to me, but we just discussed it, and I know how she can be sometimes. Don't take the idea, or I will tell that that's where you got the idea from, and give people background about us to give them context. That's what I meant. It wasn't a, she tried to say that was a blackmail. And then after that, there are other texts. It says, I just got to put it out there. No shade. I just like to lay everything on the table with business. I trust you. I just know you have people in your ear that don't like me. And she admitted that a lot of people in the Discord where I shared it didn't like me.
Can I ask a question? So pretty much the way how she phrased it, where you said, don't, share this idea or, XYZ, it was taken out of context. She
To
also
me,
said that
yes.
people in the Discord didn't like you. So what was up with that?
Okay, well let me show you this first. If you go on my
Okay.
community tab, I posted this. Now y'all tell me, and you can go look and see better for yourself. Even though I blanked out the names because at that time our business was now out in the street and I was still being respectful. The reason I posted this is because she posted a snippet of this in not her, but in this other Discord that I'm not in, and doxed my number in the process while showing this text message. And she cropped it in a way that to me took it out of context, and didn't show the full, like I just showed y'all. You can go read this on my tab if you want to. And um, honestly, it upset me, number one, because she doxed my number, even though it was in Discord and not that many people were in there at the time. But number two, because to me, the fact that she cropped and only showed some of it, which is a lot of what she was doing last night, it was misleading. So that's why I posted it in Gut Girl Discord, her other public Discord. I'm not in there anymore. And also, I posted it on my YouTube community tab. So my question is this: if this is allegedly a blackmail text, why would I, the alleged blackmailer, then go and put the blackmail text, the alleged blackmail text, on my community tab for everybody to see on YouTube. That makes no sense. That don't make no sense. I've never, in true crime, I've never heard of a blackmailer taking like a blackmail note and like sending it out to people, posting it on their social media so that everybody knows they're blackmailing a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Does that
think
make
that
sense? I mean,
was blown out
if
of
this is
proportion with
black,
saying blackmail. Yeah.
yes, and I don't appreciate the title, and I'm going to tell you why. I never, in my video, I never slandered her. I never said anything like Jessica Meska is a robber. Jessica Meska is a thief. She's a blackmailer. She's out here scamming her. I never said nothing like that. People go to jail for things like blackmail. That's a very serious word to me to have in a title. My title and everything I said in that video, it was nothing like that. And it's very silly to me because why would I put that on my community tab if it was something like that? I'd be trying to hide it.
Right.
But
Life for Lindsay has a question for you.
mhm.
If she says, Monty,
Go
can you
ahead.
ask Miami what attracted her to a woman that was obsessed with an abusive POS like Nadia? I'm generally curious.
I wouldn't say she was obsessed with Natter, but what attracted me to Jessica was honestly the things that she said when she first started reaching out to me. Um, she was funny. She was our conversations were engaging. Uh, I don't know. It was a weird magnetic attraction between us. It was almost like once we really did start interacting, it was like an instant chemistry. And I can't explain. It's just like an energy that drew me to her. It wasn't. I mean, I thought she was attractive, but it wasn't just like, oh, she's cute. I mean, it's a lot of cute women running around. It was something
Capone.
about her that drew me to her. That's all I can say.
Monty,
We had a chemistry.
please address Capone Boxer.
Give me a second. What did I do? I did nothing. Maybe it's the whole situation exposing Monty After Dark, Jessica going to Kuwait. Well, he creates all these titles here, people. Come on. So we'll see what happens. There is nothing whatsoever. But go ahead, Miami.
Well, I wanted to address something like what Lindsay said earlier that I saw. And I want to address this secondly or thirdly, whatever. This is not for clout. This is not for views. This is not a clout grab gone wrong. Jessica, yesterday when she was talking in her stream, to me, had got a really big head and was saying things like, you're just clout chasing. You have to use my name to get views. Like, to be honest, yes, I did want to do a couples content channel. At the time, she wasn't really getting a lot of views. And even now, it's not like they're just skyrocketed. Like I'm not sitting here insulting her channel. It's just facts, and me too. Like the same thing with my channel. They're not skyrocketing. So it's like, I'm not doing this for clout. This, what I'm doing now. The whole thing she said about shopping my idea. She kept saying, why were you shopping the video around to Monty and to Breezy? Because I reached out to her on Twitter. And, this is not an HBO Netflix series that I'm taking around to different networks shopping it. Like, I'm not getting paid for this. Sure, you have AdSense and stuff, but it's like her whole choice of words was inaccurate. The reason I reached out to Monty and reached out to Breezy, and I think I said this last night on your stream, Monty, is because my channel doesn't have the kind of traction where it would get out there. And she has a voice, she has a platform. And I thought to myself, let me, go on a panel to promote myself in this video so people can see and I can get the word out. Because I wanted people to know what happened. That's why. And I have a right to do that. Like, she can have a voice. She can go on people's panel. She can
Yeah,
even clout chase herself.
yeah,
And when I do something, or when it seems like I'm doing that clout chasing, suddenly it's a problem. I can't do that. I have to keep my mouth shut. I can't clout chase.
she
Not that
said
I'm
on
doing it. I'm
her
just saying.
she said on her live last night, towards the beginning, you can watch for yourself. She said, I myself am a clout chaser. She said, if you
Yeah.
want to call me a lol cow, I don't mind. I will act like a lol cow and I will be a lol cow. I have no problem with that if it will bring me in funds. Jessica said this out of her own mouth. So she called her own self a clout chaser. You know, she's flirting
Yes.
with Allah, a married man. She's flirting with Nader. She's sending nude. She's doing it all for clout because she wants the paycheck. You know, she's willing to put
Yes.
she's in therapy and she's willing to put that to the side to come on here and portray herself as what she's in therapy for the money. That's why she's doing it, because
Yes.
she needs the money.
And the
It's the reason
attention
a lot
too.
of
I mean,
people do
she
what they
likes
do
attention.
here.
And
Yeah,
the
I mean, a
attention
lot
and
of people
drama
here
too,
do.
not just the money. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you
And
call
there's
somebody a
nothing really,
clout
Miss Blue,
chaser, you
there's
have to
nothing
know
wrong.
we all chase clout at some point. Everybody wants money, and if you find a money wagon that you can hop on as it passes by, I don't know too many people that wouldn't. Even if
Hmm.
it's
True.
at a regular job and they put out a bulletin and say, hey guys, there's going to be a promotion, first one to sign up here gets it, and the people are waiting in line to sign up. I mean, it's the same
Hmm.
thing, because this is what we do here. This is what we're doing for our paycheck. So yeah, I mean, if you want to call it clout, then trying to get your promotion, earning your promotion, um making videos to get your promotion, it's what we do.
Hmm. Can we address what she said about you and the boyfriend and the married man situation? Because you said you were
Sure.
going to address that. Yeah.
Sure. I was gonna get back to that because I saw someone posted in the chat. I Life of Lindsay, she did have genuine feelings for me. She actually said that in her live stream last night. Yes, she had feelings for me. I'm not saying they were necessarily love, but yes, she did. So I want to piggyback off what Timberly said. Jessica kept repeating last night a phrase. She kept saying, "Get the bag, Miami. Remember, get the bag." Didn't you say that? Get the bag. Like I'm being demonized because that's what I said to her when I brought the couples channel idea to her. I was like, "We can get a bag, you know." That's just it's a phrase. Why am I being demonized for that? Like, am I not supposed to be uh you know what I'm saying? Am I not supposed to be wanting to make money from the like a couple's content, not channel, but content idea? I just thought that was silly. And then furthermore, when I spill tea, it's a problem. Let's say Allah, for example. Allah, who I'm about to say something more about after I get past what you asked me, Monty. Allah came into the community spilling tea about his best friend and foodie, and that's okay. But I can't tell my story. You know, it's like it's just this double standard where I'm supposed to not say anything, I guess. But the to get on what Monty addressed, yes, I am non-monogamous. Yes, I have a boyfriend. Yes, we are in an open relationship. My boyfriend knows about Jessica. Jessica knew about my boyfriend from the beginning. My boyfriend travels for work a lot. He is not here often. So for her to throw that around like, oh, Miami has a boyfriend, Miami has a boyfriend, she knew that from day one. I think she tried to make it seem like my non-monogamous lifestyle, which by the way, I wasn't really talking to anybody else at the time, but my non-monogamous lifestyle was an issue. If it were really, I think that was just like a thing for her to say. I mean, she wasn't happy about it. I'm not going to say that because we did have discussions about it. But if that was like something for her to excuse me, something for her to like leave or stop talking to me, it would have been done a long time ago because she knew about it from the beginning. My boyfriend does not come in that much. Last year, and I hate to tell our business like this, but last year I saw him one time. And the year before that, probably a handful of times. is she's saying it like my boyfriend live right here with me or he down the street and we see each other all the time. It's not like that, which is why, I was looking for someone to date, someone to talk to, and see where it goes. Not
So what is up with this
and
whole thing? She's talked about the married man. Was that
right.
actually true?
I'm about to get into that. Yes, I do sleep with a married man. And let me clarify this because she seemed to pick up on this and latch on to it. She was very offended by what I said about her going after Allah and he's married. Um, in my video, Dating Jessica Messica, etc., I mentioned that because at the time that I posted that video, to my knowledge and to a lot of other people's knowledge, because I saw them commenting this, she did, and we all know this is like a farce. Okay, this is like just for giggles, right? I mean, she herself said it, but it wasn't out there to my knowledge from what I was seeing that she had the wife's approval or the wife knew about this. So it didn't look cute to me. And I wasn't shaming her for that. I'm very non-judgmental about things like that. I met a married man. I didn't know he was married when I met him, but he told me shortly thereafter when I was at the club one time. And yes, we have relations. So that being said, Jessica herself in real life has slept with a married man. So the fact that she was trying to beat me, oh, and I'm not saying it's good to sleep with married people, and I'm not shaming her for sleeping with someone married or talking to Allah, wife's blessing or not. But I was just saying at the time, it looked kind of funny because people didn't know. I'm discreet. I'm not online, like, and his real name is not online. I don't mention his details, but Allah's is. And it just looked kind of funny to me and a lot of other people. I wasn't the only one. But once I found out the wife was cool with it, allegedly, I don't know. And it's just kind of like a fun farce thing. It wasn't a big deal to me. It was never a big deal to me. It was really a side note and a very small part of the video that she zeroed in on. I didn't even really talk about it that long. So that's that. I will never sit and be a hypocrite. Yes, I do. It wasn't meant as like a jab at her.
Okay, I see. What else did she say about you? So she brought up the married man situation, and you just explained that.
Hmm.
She was still slandering you from anything. She said that you guys were. She felt as if this really became IRL and you guys would see each other, then it wouldn't work out because you were on two different pages. Not in those exact words, but she was practically saying IRL. If you guys met up, you wouldn't get along. Were
She
you
has said
feeling
that.
that?
She has said that to me before. I mean, I don't know. I thought we had good chemistry. There had to be something there. Like she tries to make it seem like we just started talking like in January. That's not true. We have been talking for about 5 months, in Discord and privately for about 5 months, multiple times a week, every other day, except when she went off to a rehab in like the sober house. But we still kept in touch when she was in the sober house. But last night, I felt like she was trying to spin a narrative. I'm not promoting infidelity, Life of Lindsay. I didn't say that. I'm just being honest about what I do. And then I'm not trying to sit in judgment of someone, but I didn't say it was cute, to do that. So, no, I'm not promoting it. But anyway, she was trying to spin a narrative to me that almost felt like I was more into her than she was into me. But you saw the text, you heard her say she had, feelings for me, or she really liked me, had a crush on me. It wasn't one sided. I'm not fixing to be talking to somebody that long and it's just one sided. Like, I, I don't, I don't get it. Like she was trying to promote these things. Like I felt as though, and I have a text receipt for this. I felt it, but I can't pull it up right now, Monty, because I was saying I don't have my
Yeah, it's all
screenshots
good.
organized.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I was saying in a text to her, and I can pull this up at a later time, that it's just talking. Like if things don't work out, if we decide we're not right for each other, or we decide just to remain friends or something, we can do that. I said, I'm not asking you to marry me or be in a relationship. That's literally in a text. Like, so it wasn't like I was trying to force or push this relationship, because she was using these buzzwords. She said I was controlling and domineering. And she said this several times. She called me a narcissist. She called me creepy. She called me weird. She called me effing weird. If I'm creepy, you're not going to give me your home address. I have her home address because I sent her a package, where her mother lives, and sometimes her kids stay. I'm creepy, but you're going to give me your home address. Come on. Like the whole thing she was talking about last night was, to me, projection, some of it, and just being mean, trying to make me look bad, trying to make me look crazy, really.
She also said you were controlling as well. Like
Right.
she felt like you were
Yeah,
very
she did.
controlling.
Yeah, and I'm not. Um, I'm not. I'm sorry, I was reading something in the chat. I'm not controlling. She didn't. To me, she didn't show anything that showed I was controlling. She didn't talk about anything that I just feel like she's trying to. What you watched on that live stream was, to me, a smear campaign. And I've never been through that before with anybody. And I've been in some pretty bad situations, and I've never been in a smear campaign, but that was a smear campaign. Yes, someone in the
Mhm.
chat, serial internet lady, said Jessica told our entire Discord she was going to try, quote unquote, with Miami. Yes, she did. Lindsay said she said you guys were talking for months, not weeks, though. Yeah, we were talking for months. Yes, true.
Yeah, so
And
when those add up, it makes it seem as if there was something there, right? Not necessarily, but and I know if you've never had an smear campaign run against you, because there's a lot of people here that don't know how that feels. Because I've had one run against me recently that, of course,
Mhm.
practically everybody knows about, and it hurts, doesn't it, Miami Vice? Especially when you know
Yeah,
certain things are not true, and then you
yeah,
don't have like the voice to really speak on it when somebody has 400, 500 people on their channel saying these things about you, and no, that's not true, that
yeah.
is, it's not okay, because all this boils down to is, hey, if she doesn't, if she wasn't feeling it, she wasn't feeling it, but there's no need to go off and start calling people certain names and saying
Hmm.
that, they're blackmailing you, that they're creepy, that they're weird, that they're this. It's just not right to me. Like, you're
Right.
having issue with a relationship, not relationship, dating, not dating, whatever. You might feel it's something, she might have not. There's no need to be saying, using words like blackmailing and other things, because it does hurt, and it stays on the internet, because now there's going to be a few people that's always going to think Miami Vice Pastels 83 is a blackmailer.
Yeah. They're not gonna go look for the truth. And
No, they're
I,
not.
I wanna say, she tried to, because, and it was crazy how in her chat everybody was just believing these things without, and a lot of them hadn't even watched my stream. Like in my stream, I never called her out of her name, ever. I have never done that, period. And I was all types of B words. She told me to shut the F up when I came in her chat to try to explain something. I wasn't really saying much. She was cussing me. There's a Miami troll in the in the chat right now, and that is not me. I only have one account here called Miami Vice Pastels. But yeah, Kayla said she admitted last night she wanted to try with me, but she also kept saying she didn't have feelings, mixed signals. She sent a lot of mixed signals, and last night she was trying to create a narrative and a story that she wasn't interested in. She had told me that, and which she didn't. She never directly said that, ever. There was one point during my stream called "Setting the Record Straight" that she thought was about her and wasn't. Like, she kept saying last night, "You have 5 live streams about me. There are 5. There are only 2." She's saying 5 because she's counting the 3 the one called Setting the Record Straight, and the 2 follow-up videos I did about that. She still thinks that's about her. That's why she's saying 5.
Oh, I
She
was
went into the chat.
confused. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
confused
it's
because
only 2.
okay, yeah, because I was like, why is she saying 5 when there's only 2? Because she's counting ones that
Right.
you're saying aren't about her, but she's also saying that people are doing jabs at her, like saying really nasty things. Is that actually true? Were people in the chat saying little jabs to Jessica Messica when you were doing that live
So
stream?
so here's what happened in that live stream called Setting the Record Straight. And I've spoken about this on my video, Dating Jessica Messica. She, before I posted it for to start in like 30 minutes. When she saw the title, she started texting me right away. She said, "Really?" Now, last night, and that's good because that leads me into this. Last night, she read a text, and it was a sexy text that I sent her, but she didn't give context about that. And then she read her reply, which was really making it seem like that's what she replied to the text. And she started out by saying, Miami and I weren't talking, like I wasn't talking to her. And then she sent this sexy text, and then she read it and showed it, but she didn't show what came before that. So let me do that now. The sexy text is in here, which I'm not going to read, but y'all will see it. She never. This was February 9th at 3:35 a.m. Eastern time. She said everyone is just pointing fingers at each other. This was talking about something going on in the Discord. And then I'm about to show somebody's username, but she mentioned this person anyway, so it's not a big deal. Um, then comes the sexy text. And then she says, really, the next day at 9:16 p.m. The sexy text was sent that day at 5 p.m. So that's like a 4-hour gap or so. Y'all can pause and read at your leisure. But there's the sexy text that she read last night. Now look above it. Nowhere above it does she say, "Don't talk to me, we're not talking." And then there's the really that she read. So when she read that, it made it seem as though she had said something like, "Oh, don't talk to me anymore, or we're not talking." She did this a couple of times. And then she cherry picked text without showing the text above or below it really to give it context. Never at any time has Jessica said, "Don't talk to me." One time during the live stream, Setting the Record Straight, she was texting me during the stream and she said, "Don't talk to me anymore." And she actually started talking to me again first about 30 minutes after that. And later she came back and said she just said a lot of that stuff because she was angry. In this stream, Setting the Record Straight, to get back to that, nobody was talking about her. It was not about her. She was texting me before it even started because she was upset about the title and she assumed it was about her, but it really wasn't. And I said, "Hey, chill." And she was talking about some people were trolling with troll accounts, using people's real actual name from the other Discord. So I said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of that. I'm setting my stream up and stuff." So I went to live streaming and I started talking about the trolling. She jumps in the chat on 10. And you can go back and the video's still up there. Pull up the live chat, make sure you're reading that with it. Nobody was literally talking about her. Literally nobody was talking about her. And she came in swinging. It was not my title. It was a clickbaity title to get people's attention. And I was gonna talk about trolling and protecting your information online. I was gonna mention how my number was doxed in the Discord. That's what I was gonna talk about. And she is the one that doxed it. I was not going to say that. I never said that. But, nobody knew that, like, but the few people in the Discord. But I was going to mention it. And in that chat, she started making it about her. Even when she came in, and she said hi, people were like, "Hey, Jessica, hey," they were being friendly. Again, nobody was talking about her at all. Me, the people in the chat, even the trolls. So I had the mods that were there remove the trolls. The trolls are gone. And after the fact, I even went back through that video, through the live chat, and removed derogatory comments and I told her I would do that. And she thanked me for it. I said, "I'm going to go back through and make sure nobody said anything off color." People were saying things about her because she was bringing up old topics, y'all. She was bringing up old topics from like the Discord, old disagreements. She was talking about the trolls a little bit, but they were gone. They have been deleted, and she came in there and made it about her when it wasn't. And in a way, she didn't come in there like, hey, is this stream about me? Like, what are you guys talking about? She just started bringing up random old topics. And then people started to notice that she was doing that. And so they responded to her. Some responded, yes, in a kind of off color way. And I deleted those. And some were more just responding to what she said to me. And I think Jessica has this thing where sometimes, not all the time, she'll do things and she don't expect people to respond, if you know what I mean. Like, you're bringing up these
Mhm.
topics, of course. I'm not talking about the off-color comments, but just the people that you'll see it if you go in the chat on that video if you're interested. Just people that were addressing what you were saying. It's like she's supposed to be able to say whatever she wants. I can't respond on my channel. People can't respond in the live chat. She went into a chat that wasn't even about her and made it about her. That's what happened on that live. After the live and during the live, she was still texting me.
Mhm.
That's fine. Never said she couldn't text me, but she was being very abrasive. I read some of it on my live that I made the other day. I won't read it all. You know, she has since apologized for all that, but I still think she believes that that live was about her, and I planned that so that people would like rag on her and stuff. When I didn't even know she would be in the chat because she hadn't been coming in my chats at that point. Like, I knew she would watch, but she wasn't chatting. So I didn't even know she would be there. How could I plan that? Her name wasn't on it. People started talking about her because she was in the chat bringing things up. That's what happened. And I didn't realize that at the time because, you know, when you're streaming, it's hard to keep up with everything going on. So I rewatched it and I saw what happened. I made two response videos about that video, really to appease her and just to get the record straight that I didn't plan any of that, because she was upset about it and I did care about how she felt. She wanted me to delete the streams, but I said no. What I'll do is I'll go through and I'll delete the off color comments, like calling her a name or something like that. And I did.
Okay, I see.
That's what happened with that.
Yeah, like yeah, when she showed that what that text message from you, it made it did seem like you were a certain way, and I totally can understand how that made you feel because you're like, why would you know you paint me like that? Because once again, I've been through it and I've learned to understand that you got to be careful about anything and everything you send to people, right? Because I'm sure you've considered like, hey, I got to be careful in girl world what you say to certain people when they contact you,
Yeah.
because then people will spin anything a certain way and
Mm-hmm.
not take it out of context. So that's one of the things that I've learned about girl world. One, don't have a Discord server unless you have somebody in there 24/7, because then people start, posting all sorts of stuff. Two, people can and will take your text messages and everything out of context. So be careful what you say to anybody and everybody. And three, friends, your friend circle, whatnot, keep it as small as possible, because then fights do happen and then people leave, and then somebody who was your friend last week is now saying all these things about you the next week. It hurts. So now, yeah, Miami, if you've been through this, you know how it feels, and it really sucks because the internet is forever, and there's always going to be people who are gonna think or say things about you a certain way when that might not be necessarily true. Totally
That's
get
so true.
how you feel about certain things and certain behaviors from last night, especially when it didn't even have to go that way.
It didn't, and I want to stress that Jessica is welcome. She was welcome to respond and make her own video, sort of like a response to my video. I didn't have an issue with that. The thing I had issue with was the abrasiveness and the lies, the slander, the inaccuracies, the leaving out context of certain text. Not everything was a lie, slander, and all that. Okay. I'm not saying that, but a great deal of it was, and it was extreme. If you watch my video, which is an hour 30 minutes, like I said, you don't even have to watch it all. Just watch some and look at how I present things. I never cuss her. I never slander her. I never accuse her of anything like illegal or anything. Like, and her live stream was just going off. She started going off on me in the one before that, where she was making burgers, because she thought
Yeah,
I
I
was on
saw
her
that.
panel, Monty.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, and at that point, remember now, she said she hadn't even watched my video. So once again, she's just jumping the gun. Like, I would never be on your panel right now if I hadn't watched her video last night, because I would just be talking. I really am addressing points, and one of the points I want to address, she was twisting things in my video. Like, for instance, when I said she didn't have any friends, she kind of said it on her live as if to say I was saying that like to insult her, or like, like, oh, she don't have no friends. It wasn't. It wasn't like that. It was taken out of context to make me seem, for in front of an audience that probably hadn't watched my video, probably had already jumped to conclusions. Like, in her video, in the beginning, when she talks about how we met, she talks about how she liked that I was fair, that I was level headed. Even like with the Natter situation where he was accused of grabbing a knife and lunging at Dee Dee, I was one of the people that said, wait a minute, we didn't see what he had. That's not fair to just assume what it was when he was out of camera range. Like, something happened, but we didn't know. She talked about how that attracted her to me. So then I wonder how you can then say that I'm doing all these things that don't seem fair, that aren't level headed, saying that I'm unstable. I mean, which one is it? Am I unstable, or am I fair and level headed? Am I creepy, or am I sweet? It's like it's like she was trying to twist my words, like the thing about the friend
Yeah.
situation. I wasn't
Hmm.
saying that like that in that context. I really wasn't.
I think most hosts have a point here. She says Miami dodged a real life bullet, because then if you crossed out the invisible line of taking it IRL, you met her, a lot more things could have been said.
Yeah. Oh,
So
and she doxed my phone number last night on
yeah,
her
she
live.
she she said that you have like a burner number. Is that because you said you had two phones, right? She said originally you had a burner number and you had posted the burner number when you posted something, I believe, in her Discord. And so that's why she just felt that she could post whatever you had posted before. Can you explain that to everybody?
Yes. So the first time she got to my phone number was when I was just talking about her showing the alleged screenshot of the alleged blackmail text, quote unquote. And she showed this screenshot, and at the top, it included like a few other texts too, but just sticking to the number thing and less and not really the content of the text. She showed this screenshot, and it had my real number at the top. She said she thought that was my burner number, but this is the number that I had given her, my personal number, to contact me on. And she texted me all the time. Like, well, when she texted me or called me, it was on that number. The burner number is a text now number. Yes, I do have a second phone. And one night I did a stream called something like drinks and Q&A and call in or something. If you go on my videos on my lives, it's got like a screenshot of liquor bottles as the thumbnail. And on that stream, I created a text now number. That is different from the number she doxed. That I just created for that live stream in case people wanted to do a call in. I was just doing like a fun Q&A thing, and I didn't want people to have my real number. So last
Mm-hmm.
night, she doxed my number again. She showed some text messages. I have the picture of her doing it, and I'll show you, but I'm gonna have to like cover up my number, obviously. Um, she didn't even bother to cover up my number. And I'm like, I got in her chat at that point because I wasn't chatting before. I was just watching. And I said, you just doxed my real number again. And people in the chat were like, isn't that a burner number? Isn't that a text? Now I'm like, no, this is my real phone number. And people were calling it last night. And she also did another dox. She doxed a person, a name I won't say, but this person was in Discord, and this is also That's also her YouTube name, her YouTube username. And she never did anything to Jess. And she mentioned them by name when she was talking about married men. And she was saying, so and so messaged Miami and asked for advice about married men because she had a situation. She had reached out to me. I won't go into that, but she talked about that and mentioned the person's username for no reason at all except to be nasty. To me,
Yeah,
there was no reason for her to mention that person's name.
I
She has
watched that
nothing to do
stream.
with this.
Yeah, I was
Because
watching her for stream. Yeah.
at first she said the person's initial, and then later she said the person's name twice. So let me show you. She docs my number right here. I'm gonna try to cover this. Well, let me get a paper. Can y'all see it? I mean, if it shows, it shows because it's already on her.
We can't really see it, but I'm sure
You
you're
can't
gonna
see it.
show that in the community tab.
It's right here.
Okay,
It
gotcha.
might be showing now, but I mean it's out there already. So
Yeah. So
um
you had a few calls. People are calling you. Did
yeah.
they leave a message or text you or anything else?
I I didn't get any text. I sent them the voicemail. This was at like 2 in the morning. A couple were at 4 in the morning. I don't know if they left a voicemail. If they did, I'm gonna erase it because I don't pick up unknown numbers. So it's
Mhm.
futile to call me. But and if it's like a business call or something, that person will leave a voicemail, but just random numbers I don't pick up for. Um, but yeah, that's what happened. She claims I don't dox people. You just doxed my number last night. You just doxed somebody's internet username and told their business. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that really sucks because now what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to change your number, and you have a business,
no,
right? You're not gonna change it. You're just gonna keep it the same.
I'm I'm not. I'm gonna keep it the same. I've had this number for years. This number is literally more than 10 years old, and I'm not gonna change it. I don't think it'll be that big a deal. And if it is, again, I don't pick up for unknown numbers. But
Okay.
I would like to touch on something, Monty. So Ala Shabib came in her chat last night, and he's a mod on her channel now. And I feel as though he said, well, I don't feel as though I have receipts. He was saying some things about me during her stream in the live chat that were very unsavory, like making fun to me and my gender identity, some uh, LGBT plus uh, derogatory comments, and I have those screenshots. I'm going to read them first. I'd like to say though, I was born female, but I do identify as gender fluid. Jessica knows that. She's fine with it. She likes it. Whatever. She don't care.
Hmm.
Allah came in the chat making these comments about me. On my videos, I said nothing about Allah derogatory. I said one thing. I said, somebody asked me about him, and I said, I got no problem with Allah. Like, I don't know him. I thought he was
And
a funny side character.
yeah, can we
Huh?
pause here? What the hell is going on with Ali Shabib? I don't get this. Like, why would he come in and just started, dragging on you? It's like I don't understand this. If I was in his situation, I'd just be quiet. But that's just me. I don't want to be, I'm not gonna be doing unsavory things like that. I really don't get it. I
There's
really,
the
really,
I
really
don't
don't.
I don't get it either. And let me say this: a lot of people were saying, "Oh, I'm jealous of Allah, and I'm mad because he got with this fake, okay, but got with Jessica." It wasn't about that. It was because, and I hear what Jessica said, but quite obviously, it was a dig. She's been known to do this before, like with somebody else. I won't name the person, but they would send back and forth jabs to each other through videos. And I know. See, this is what I'm talking about when people try to make you sound crazy. Like she's making me look like I'm just out here thinking something applies to me when it doesn't. But I know it does. I'm not saying necessarily the whole Allah Shabib thing, but like that title with the couples channel thing was definitely a jab at me. Come on. So that's a coincidence. That was a jab. It was an under the table dog whistle type thing. And but even still, I didn't say anything about Allah. But Allah jumped in the chat and said about me, oh, I did have that title that was like Daddy versus Zaddy, like Allah should
Mm-hmm.
leave hands off my woman. But it was for fun. It was like for giggles. I didn't
Yeah.
address any like him in the chat. See, this is again, she can do clickbaity giggle titles. Lots of people do them, but when I do them, it's like, what's that title mean? Just like the whole setting the record straight. That was not necessarily fun, but a clickbaity title. But when I do it, it's like an issue. And she's always been somebody, people from Discord that are in here back me up on this. She has always been very sensitive to things I said more than other people. So it's like when I say things, she said it hits her different, right? So I want to read you this Allah Shabib post. He said, I want to understand what you like in the face. And his English is kind of broken, but sorry for saying that, but really, I don't feel she a woman. Talking about me, like talking about, I don't feel like this person is a woman. And then he says, are you believe this is a woman? This is woman?
Yeah,
It's only
that
two
is
more.
inappropriate. I mean,
Then he said, the devil play in her mind, my mind, and tell her she's a woman. And then the last one, he said, Rayla, he's addressing somebody in the chat. Rayla, if you want, I believe she woman must to be, she shows something between her legs to believe. So basically he's saying to believe I'm a woman, he would have to see in between my legs. And there's that. This is the kind of person that she wants to associate with. And I at that point, I jumped in the chat and I said at Jessica Messica, like, Allah is making derogatory comments about my gender identity, and it's not. I'm sorry, that's just not a good look.
yeah, true. Especially since she's talked to you for a long time. You've known each other for quite some time now, and
Mm-hmm.
for somebody to be making those comments, he's doing them because he feels he has rapport with, of course, Jessica Messica. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is not okay in my books for somebody to be going at you when the situations between you and JM, and it's gone far enough. So
Yeah, she dragged me very hard compared to what I said in both my videos. I was never derogatory towards Allah. I was never mean to her. The two things I said about Jess that might be a little off color, I said she was vindictive, which is true, and she can be very mean sometimes, which is true. I mean, I think she showed that herself. I don't have to say that.
mhm.
But, for him to say some stuff like that, I never talked about. In fact, during my video, my first live about her, I said, I don't want this to be a bash Jessica video. I don't want to say anything really harsh, and I didn't. So, I mean, I think it's pissed and annoyed that she's spinning this story that it seems like I'm just this crazy scorned person and making it seem as though she didn't want to be bothered anymore. And I just kept texting her when it wasn't like that at all.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were very hurt by that because if it's happening online, and I'm sure you've come into situations where people have done that to you in your life. So I know it was a very hurtful situation. So I'm sorry that happened to you. And you would expect Jessica Messica to be like, hey, Ella, don't do that. That's not cool. But instead, you're having the opposite. It's just allowed.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
But I don't know if she saw it or not, but just I'm not gonna like she tried to blame me for things people were saying in the chat. But I'm not gonna say that it was necessarily her fault because he has his own mouth. He has his own fingers on the keyboard. But, just the fact that he said that, it's not cool to me. Like I'm putting the blame on him for that. It's not cute because I never said anything bad about him ever. And it's to me, it's not a good look. Like, and I just want to say, there's so much. Like when I look to the side here, I have a few notes. Like I said, she brought up, like for instance, when there was a guy that she invited into the Discord. He was, I was a mod in her Discord, the original one, and she said I would get upset about that, but that wasn't why. Like she's trying to twist things and make them seem like I'm getting jealous. Like I'm this jealous, controlling, domineering person. I only kicked him out when people asked me to. I actually have screenshots for that.
Yes, could you please speak on that, because she kept on saying that a guy got kicked out when she was not in the Discord, and then she wanted this one guy back, and then she kept on saying something along the lines of, "Is it that not in these exact words, but like this earth changing situation if she allows one guy back into the Discord?" So could you please explain the whole situation for people who just don't know?
Okay, if she's talking about the same guy, I think that when she's talking about she wasn't there, she was there for the guy I'm thinking about. I only kicked out one man because he was causing disruption. Yes, look at Kayla Marie's comment. Oh, that guy said he wanted to shoot us. And I actually took screenshots, and the reason I did was because I figured later this would come up in Discord, and it might be spun like you just kicked him out because you're jealous. Like I could have kicked him out the first day if it was that. But the particular man who I won't say their name, is just the guy who showed the whole Discord his privates. Yes, him. That particular day, people
Wait a
were
second.
like literally
So
begging me to
did
kick
he
him.
show his privates and then people made fun of it, and then that's why he wanted to say that he was gonna do something to you guys? Is that what happened?
No, let me
Okay, go ahead,
find.
explain it, because a lot of people are saying a lot of stuff. So he showed his privates and he wanted to shoot people.
Hold on one second. I'm looking. Okay, here we go. I'll show you the shoot people part. Here it is. And I am gonna have to like make this so you can't see his username because I don't wanna. She was here. Now the situation you were talking about, Monty, you might be talking about a different situation. And what I believe you might be talking about is somebody in Gut Girl that was
Oh,
in
okay.
there and got kicked out when she wasn't there. He was like making racist and derogatory comments. If this is, I don't want to say because I don't know if it's the same person she was talking about, but there was a situation like that with somebody in Gut Girl. And usually people aren't kicked out of Gut Girl. I was by a rogue mod, which she said the other night when she posted up something responding to me in Gut Girl. She was like, anybody can go in Gut Girl, it's public. I can't go in Gut Girl. Me and many other people were kicked out by a rogue mod, and she knows that because I told her. So no, I can't get in Gut Girl. So let me show you this. Let me crop it because I want to crop this person, information out, and I'm gonna show you. Ooh, let me crop that out to his little picture. And let me get this. Okay, here we go. And it still showed his name. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, guys. See, this is why I wanted to have my stuff together. Uh,
Yeah, no worries. Take your time. So some people don't know what Discord is, but as Mousto says, it's a huge private message board. That's basically what it is. You can create rooms, you can message, you can people do it all the time to like view all sorts of stuff, chat, send pictures, exchange information. All right, we see it. We see it about the
I will take a
firearm.
firearm and shoot a massive amount of ammunition in this establishment. So that was on the day that he got kicked by me. And I actually didn't kick him right away. The comment before that, somebody had made a joke that they were going to cut off his stuff or something. But that was his reply. And that didn't make me kick him out, but it gave me notice. He just kept talking about people saying some of the people in the Discord were ugly. It was mostly a Discord of women, so saying most of the Discord were ugly. And people were asking me, and I have the receipts here, but I'm not going to go through that because it has a bunch of people's names. But if y'all want to see it, I can edit it for later. Um, Basically, long story short, he was causing a disruption in the Discord. Only a few people wanted him there. And when I say a few, I mean like Jessica and like two others, maybe. And the majority of the people didn't want him in there and were disturbed by his behavior. He was insulting, and I kicked him out because people were literally saying, "Can we please kick this guy?" But see, Jessica tried to make it seem like in her, and she's done this before, like, oh, Miami's just jealous because a man came into the chat. It's like, if that was the case, I would have kicked him right away. It had been days.
Yeah. Yeah, we get
This
it.
is some, yeah, this is somebody that came and said, "We don't want you here." I'm going to show you this.
Discord seems like a very scary place.
You know what, though? It's funny because it wasn't until certain people started making waves. It was actually very, very calm. I liked it. It was like I hate to say a family, but like a great group of friends. And I'm not saying everybody
Yeah.
always got along or anything like that, but it was like
Every
real
Discord
cool.
starts out that way. It's really cool. Then people start making friends.
It
Then
wasn't it
they
wasn't people though, Monty. I want to tell you the real story.
okay,
I
go
want to tell
ahead.
you the real story. Jessica and another person, and she's told this before, but in a different way that makes it seem more innocent. Jessica and another person in that Discord, who I won't say their name, um, decided to bring in a person that had been removed from the Discord, a lady that had been removed from the Discord because she was disruptive and, you know, wasn't a good fit. But another Discord had been created just for her. So that if you wanted to talk to her, she had her own Discord too. And she's been kicked. I have no problem with this person. I don't particularly like, I wouldn't say she's just one of my best friends or anything, but I don't have anything necessarily against her. But I didn't think she was a good fit for the Discord. This woman had been kicked out of several other Discords and groups too, because yeah, Scary Old Internet Lady said Jessica run her own Discord. She and this person caused the Discord to go down. There was really no problem before that. I don't think it was necessarily their intention or they knew it would end up like that, like it would splinter off, but they definitely had to know it would cause some disruption. A whole new Discord had been created for this person so that we or whoever could talk to them. You could private message her. She had her own voice chat she would go on sometimes. She liked to dominate the conversation.
Oh.
She's conversationally dominant, right? And we had some incidents in there with her yelling at people and being just, not always, but just being kind of like, you're not a good fit. So Jessica and this person had tried to bring her back before and it didn't work. And there was always some kind of conflict. So finally we decided we're not going to bring her back. Well, one day Jessica and this person decided, this other Discord user decided to invite this disruptive person back. And everybody was really not cool with that because it violated boundaries we had already talked about. And she actually said this in her stream last night that she acknowledges that she didn't respect people's boundaries in the sense with that. But that to me, she tried to downplay her role in it, like it was just like, oh, I just bought it back. I just bought a friend, but it wasn't. It wasn't like that. This was like a, we call it bomb night, and she mentioned it in relation to us, Jessica and I. And I think ever since bomb night, uh, the Discord split into other little Discords. She went over into another one that's run by somebody else from the old one, and I went off into a different one where she was not at. And I think ever since then, she's kind of felt some kind of way about me that I didn't pick a side, but I never let that get in the between us. And she said she never did too either. But I really do feel from the way she talks that even if just a little bit, she's not happy that I didn't pick her side. So, but that side was where the person that was disruptive was hanging out at, and I just didn't want to be over there. Like,
Oh,
so
oh, so this is what happened with the whole side thing because they were saying that there were sides drawn. So Edna's saying I'm in some
I
really nice
mean,
discords outside of Girl World. That's true. Like Girl World discords eventually crumble after some point. Practically almost all. There's some who are, still around, but you gotta run it a certain way. But okay, so there were two sides. So
she
we
called she called it. I want to throw this in here. Some people from the old Discord are in here. Cinnamon, Kayla Marie. They said, uh, no. Kayla Marie said no. Jessica called it a social experiment. Yeah, she did. She knew. She had to know, and this other person too had to know it would cause conflict, and it was just all downhill with the Discord from there. But before that, it really wasn't bad. It really wasn't. I mean, it was an amazing blend of people, but then it splintered. And when it splintered, I didn't think of it as like sides because I try to remain kind of neutral. But I'm going to speak up for what's right, and that was wrong how they did because that was a boundary violation. Like if it was going to be done, we weren't given any like alert or warning. For instance, a couple of days before that, there was a person from Gut Girl that we were thinking about letting in the main Discord. And so I was like, well, why don't we take a vote? And Jessica was like, okay. And she made a poll. We took a vote and it was kind of close, but we decided, let's just wait a minute and not let this person in. And everything was cool. But all of a sudden, when this disruptive person is put back in the group, there's no poll. She's just thrown in there. It was like a social experiment. Kayla said she knew it would because chaos and she did it for fun. Yeah, she did it for giggles.
So what happened with the two groups was that there's two different rooms. Is that what happened? Like one
To
person was
my
running one
knowledge,
room.
yeah, to my knowledge, there are two, maybe three or four, I don't know, but at least two Discords. And then you have the open one girl, which is now called Call Mike. And she said that on her thing, it's public. And yeah, I'm in one, she's in the other. And I don't think the other one exists anymore. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure about that. But um, I want to say something. I'm not a person who's like pick sides. I'm just right or wrong, or sometimes there's a gray area. But I didn't think of it as like picking a side. And Jessica and I still talk outside of Discord, so I didn't think it was anything, that serious, that deep. And I personally didn't want to be over there with the disruptive person. And also the man that I kicked out was invited back and he was put in that one as well, the shooter.
Okay, I
So I
see.
didn't want to be over there with them. And I thought I could talk to Jess. I mean, to me, this didn't interfere in our relationship. When I say relationship, I don't mean, let me be clear, I don't mean we were together, form of a relationship. You know what I mean when I say relationship, like,
Yeah, I get
because I
it.
think people, I think, and let me just say, I know you get it, Monty, but people jump like being cousins is a relationship, being friends is a relationship. When I say relationship, I mean our connection. I didn't want it
Mm-hmm.
to interfere with that. And I tried not to let it. And for me, it didn't. But I think that Jess I told her one time I wish the internet wasn't involved in us getting to know each other because
Yeah.
it makes it difficult. Even like now with all this, like I'm not saying that would have made things different or we would have worked or something like that, but I think it does add a different dimension to things when you're
Can I
trying to get to know
ask,
somebody.
was there an
Sure.
intellectual group and one was called the Smooth Brains?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because
oh,
scary old
scary old
internet
internet
lady.
lady is being funny. She's being
Okay,
funny.
I see. All right. So gut
Not
girl
call.
is now called what again?
Call Mike. It's
Call
public
Mike.
though. Anybody can go. Yeah, it's a public Discord.
Was
Anybody
it
can go in
called?
there. Not me because I got kicked out.
Was it called Call
Call
Mike?
Mike. It's a tongue in cheek reference to when Netta was like call Mike on the Sam's Bar Lounge.
Oh, okay, got it. Because I,
Yeah,
I get Gut Girl because I got Boy because of S Jam, but I didn't get the
the
Call
S Jam.
Mike.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She changed it to call Mike. So that one's open. It's public. But again, I and quite a few other people got kicked out by a rogue mod that has. I'm not going to even talk about her.
All right. And
Some
if people
issues.
don't know the Call Mike, is Shushu's husband. So remember when they got into that fight and he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Call Mike, call him," because Mike is
Mm-hmm.
Shushu's husband. So that's where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm. And can I bring this up? She mentioned a text last night on her stream that said she said I didn't talk to Miami for a day, and she texts me this message, and then she starts reading, and she said, I really feel like you're ignoring me, and it's pissing me the f off, and etc. But she didn't read before that. Like I said, it's like she's just picking and choosing. So I have the screenshots here from that. I just wanted to clear that up. And we talked a little bit, and I'm about to show it. Just random stuff. I said we need to talk when you have some time for me. That was on January 30th at 1:16 p.m. And then she said, okay, I just got home. I need to do a few dishes. Then I'm not busy. And it just depends on when my mom gets home. I don't like her listening to everything. I said, I understand. Even if you could step outside for a few, I appreciate it. So okay, about 3, 4 hours passed. I just sent her a question mark and I said, I guess you're busy. At this time, somebody from Discord randomly got in my DMs from the Discord she was in and said, Miami, are you okay? How are you holding up? And I said, I'm okay. I'm just a little annoyed. And this person was like, why? And I said, oh, it's just me and Jessica, having some little issue or whatever. I didn't say what it was. This person messaged me back, is she giving you the runaround? And I said, that's such a random thing to latch onto. That let me know that she was intentionally ignoring me. And she had probably said it in the private Discord. Because why would you just pick that out of any conflict we could be having? Like, oh, Jessica's giving you the runaround. Obviously, see, Jess spun this thing in her live last night as if to say, I don't talk about Miami like that in public. I don't do this, I don't do that. But she did talk about me in the other Discord from not all the time. I'm not saying it was like that, but she did say things about me and discuss me. And I know because people sent me screenshots and people told me about it. Because there were people in there that still liked me and cared about me from the original Discord. So they thought it was kind of so they would tell me things. So I know that she said things. And, we all say things when we're talking to somebody. We all complain to somebody. I mean, it happens, but don't sit here and act like you just scot free. So here are the
Mm-hmm.
texts. I'm going to just show you it's just what I just read you. Because she read that text talking about, she made it seem like, oh, I didn't text her for a day. And she got so mad. But it wasn't like that. She had said she was going to call me back a couple or text me back or whatever a couple of times because I wanted to talk to her about something. And then she just kind of, in there, what I just read, and she just kind of didn't. But she skipped
Mm-hmm.
over all of the stuff beforehand where she said she was washing dishes and her mom might come home soon, and just went straight to the text where I said, I feel like you're ignoring me and it's pissing me the F off. That's one
Of
of the few
course.
times I did cuss at her,
Yeah, because it
because,
creates a narrative, right? Where it makes you look
yeah,
really bad. That's what always happens. It's like literally with everybody. That's where you got to be so careful because we've seen situations like this happen, ad nauseum with people, and then certain people make another person look really, really, really bad.
yeah.
And that's what she was trying to accomplish with you. Blue Eyes says, why are we talking about two people's relationship problems? You see, Blue Eyes, that's a very good question. Well, because people will slander you online. So you got to be very careful with who you talk to, who you befriend, who you might go IRL with, because there's some people who you would think people would be cool with, just not, doing or saying certain things online, especially in girl world. But I've come once again to understand that some people will just slander you rather than just say, hey, you know what, that person is still cool. It might have not worked out with us, or, I've addressed it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to slander them. There's people who will slander you.
And I want to say this because Lady Di also said, why are you talking about this? It is not a big portion of girl world talking about people's relationship problems. Have we not talked about Sala and Foodie, Natter and Foodie? Monty, you've had your own things that have come up that Girl World has discussed. Um, Jessica Breezy with Garlic has been discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this? Why when I speak about something, it's like, why are you talking about this? You should have been quiet. Like, I really do feel like there's a double standard for certain people. And to be honest, why am I back here? Because I was slandered last night in Jessica's stream. I mean, I was dragged. Not all of it. It wasn't all lies or slander, but a big portion of it was not right. And it was like things were twisted to try to make me seem a certain way. I'm crazy. I'm creepy. And I'm weird. She said I was boring. She used to come to my live chats all the time and talk in my chats. And
Right.
I'm just saying she wasn't on there like she was on there all the time, but she came like frequently, chatted in my lives. I it blows my mind because it's funny how like when people are not feeling you anymore, they like to twist
Yeah,
it
I get
like
it.
they were really
Yeah.
interested in you, but now you
Mm-hmm.
boring. Here's a screenshot from one of those lives. I just
I
had to go
totally
get it.
get
This is
it.
my closet stream. Look at her
Yeah,
name so frequently in the chat.
I see it. I know how
I
you feel,
mean,
Miami. I've been through the
she
same
watched my
thing.
videos all the time. That's how she got a crush on me. I'm like, I didn't have a problem with her telling her story, guys. I really didn't. She had a right to do it, but don't lie. Don't slander me. Don't call me out of my name. Don't tell me to shut the f up. I've never even said that to anybody in my entire life, let alone her. I didn't call you a bee. I was all kind of bees. I was names. I was a narcissist. I was crazy, controlling, domineering, all these buzzwords that make people think a certain thing about you. It's almost like she was trying to say, I wasn't interested in this girl and she wouldn't leave me alone type thing. And it wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
that at all. So bringing up, the whole rehab thing, how she went to rehab. She went on about that for some time, and I was confused because I didn't understand what they had to do with me because I never said anything about that. And it really didn't lead into anything once she started talking about me. And I feel like it was just a sympathy move before she started calling me out my name and going really hard on me for no reason, I feel. Not that the story she told about what happened at rehab and with her losing her apartment, that was all true. But I really just feel like it was a sympathy grab. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand the point of that. Even people in the chat after a minute were like, "Are you going to talk about Miami?" Not trying to make it about me. I just feel like she was doing that to pull on people's heartstrings instead of just telling, okay, this is what happened at this point, this happened, that happened. it just seems so random.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it was. Yeah, sympathy. But I do get it.
I'm
I get
sorry
where
I'm
she's coming
rambling,
from.
Monty.
No, you're kind of giving, us some information of exactly what's happening. So hopefully, we can put this to rest, by tonight, because I'm sure you don't want to keep rehashing this over and over and over again, right? Just
Absolutely not.
just get it over
I'll
with.
say I'll say this. Uh, no, I Miss T reacts. No, I never actually met up with her. We never got to that point. She and I both expressed an interest in possibly doing that one day, but we never got to that point. But uh, I would like to say that I am addressing this tonight, and I don't intend to address it again unless my name is brought up in a sense where I'm being slandered in a serious way, like you going around calling me a blackmailer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to repeat again, if I was blackmailing someone with those texts, why would I put those same texts on my community tab? What kind of blackmailer does something like that? That don't even make sense. 13 days ago, I put that on my community tab. It's still there. The same text she said was a blackmail text. Come on. I mean, I know she called me stupid and dumb last night, but I ain't that dumb. Like,
Yeah,
if it was something like, you got to be, it's important to be careful what you say about people. I think that the title was completely inappropriate, compared to my titles. And then I put the little tongue in cheek title about the hands off my woman, Allah Shabib. It was for funny. Like, who's taking that seriously? And I said it at the beginning of the stream, but to call somebody a blackmailer or like something like that, that's extremely serious. And I
it
just,
is. It is.
I, and that is why I'm talking about this now, to address the lies, the libel, and the slander that she made last night in her video. But again, I will say some of it was true. It wasn't all lies and stuff.
Okay, we get it. So yeah, like I said, hopefully by tonight we're all done and over with this. But I think you might have a consistent problem. I really do.
Yeah. But I
Yeah, Ziggy
mean,
says don't give her any more time. I would say don't give her any more time, but I believe from what I've seen, and how can we predict what's the best predictor of future behavior? Past
Past
behavior.
behavior. Hmm.
And we've seen
You're
with
going to have
her.
to be the one to decide whether you're going to keep it going or not, because I'm telling you right now, she's going to keep it going. And now she's got Yo Mama giving her a slow clap. And so she's over there kikiing with him. And so that's a whole, so it's going to continue.
and
It's
that's
a
fine.
whole situation now. So you got to be the one to decide. I'm going to continue to address it or I'm not. It's up, and I'm not saying
After,
yes or no. It's up to you either way. But it's
after
going to
today,
continue with you.
after today, I don't want to bring it up anymore unless she does, because I'm not gonna sit by while somebody calls me like a blackmailer or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's very, it's not like she just said, oh, you lied or something. That's very serious. So I'm
Hmm.
not going to shut my mouth on things like that. But it's really up to her whether this stops after today.
Hmm.
If you say little petty stuff, whatever. But like, that is very serious. And some of the other things she said, like the whole narcissist thing, controlling, domineering, and all that.
You have to watch the
Mm-mm.
words you use, especially on this platform, because people here, there's a whole cancel culture. There's a whole, and they're going to take their keywords. They're looking for keywords. And if you use them, that's what they're looking for, and they're going to take those and twist them. It doesn't matter whether they don't even have to know the context you used it in. Just like your video, she addressed it before she even watched the video.
Yeah,
you,
she hadn't even
you
watched
she
it.
just took the keywords that people told her, this and this was said, and ran with it. and
Hmm.
and it's going to happen on here, on this platform. It's going to happen. It's going to happen every time. I'm learning that. Monty warned me, before I started this. you gotta you gotta have thick skin. Like, they're going to come for you whether you do something or whether you do nothing. They're going to still come for you regardless. So you're going to have to be the one to decide how you're going to handle it when they do. And I am a hothead like foodie.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm learning because I'm the type that, okay, I'm over here, keyboard warrior and, telling people what I think about them. And Monty's going, yeah, but what are you, they're not going to change. You got to decide. And so I'm working on that, but, because I'm a high, you could see that. But they're not gonna change. She's gonna come. She was a mess from the time she started her channel, and she's gonna be a mess until her channel is done. That's her. That's her caricature. Not that that's what she is in real life. I don't know who she is in real life. You do. Well,
right. I mean, she has other sides to her, but she does have that facet as well. And she has a very push and pull, avoidant attachment type style of getting to know someone or getting close to someone. Like, I'm close to you today, tomorrow I don't know, that kind of thing. And so I think that there's she's trying to take that and spin it into something that it wasn't, to make it seem like I'm just this, obsessed person. But after today, I don't want to have to. I want to just move on, unless, like I said, unless there's something very serious I might have to address, But I just want to move on after today.
And you should.
I still have receipts. I made notes while she was talking to refute every single lie because I didn't appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gotten all that together yet. But I really do want to move on after this because, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have your receipts, so if something happens, you can say that that's not true. But other than that, yeah, move on. And like, I wish you the best, Miami Vice, because I can totally sympathize and empathize with you because I've been through the same thing where people will tell untruths on you, and you just gotta come up and say no, that's not true because of X, Y, and Z. So
thank you.
you're
Yeah, because I
welcome.
know I just saw somebody in the chat, and I'm gonna, after this I'm done, that said, you knew what you were getting into, move on, like, don't give her time. But I think I have a right to address if someone is lying and slandering me, especially if I didn't come at them like that and calling me B words and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll say my piece on here. I'll say a little bit more, but yeah, that's all for now.
For sure. All right. Well, Foodie Beauty posted a short video, 1 minute, 19 seconds, about a couple minutes ago. Rehoming BBJ. Somebody came to her door and got BBJ. I believe it was Miss Hellraiser was in the chat saying, hey, BBJ is okay. I'm not sure if that was her or not. I have no idea. But she did say that BBJ is okay. And then we see this video. So we're going to play that. If you have any, I guess, was that your last words, Miami Vice? Was you're
Yes.
gonna... Okay. All right, that's good. All right, thanks for coming up and saying your piece once again. Hopefully this story kind of fades. We'll have to see because the other side might keep it going.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Miami.
Yeah,
thank you, Monty. Thank you, Timberly, and
you're welcome
for listening to my time.
Yeah, anytime. You're always welcome here because you were here on one side. Now you're here on this side because before you were defending. Now you're saying your piece. So I totally get it. But thank you once again. All right, so let me load this video. I'm gonna present my screen. If you want to hang around my advice, you can. If not, we'll see you later another time.
All right, here we go. Have it on, but I'm gonna go off.
Okay, sure, no problem. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so here we go. Rehoming BBJ, my 20-year-old cat.
Bye, BBJ. I got your house, and you're going to a new home today. Let's go get you ready. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna put one of my old shirts in there. I cleaned her cage out. so that she's ready to be transported. Can still smell me for anxiety, maybe? I don't know. Sweet! Sweet! They're coming, Sweet! Our new home! Kuwait is not for you.
At least there was a happy ending.
Going in? You gonna miss her?
No.
Wow.
I'm glad to be rid of her.
Still
Bye,
nasty, Pete's.
sweetie! I'm gonna miss you so much, but I'm gonna get updates
He didn't mean
all
that.
the time. Yeah. I'm gonna miss you. I love you so much. Aww. You're gonna be alright. Bye, BBJ!
If ever, there's any questions, I'm really...
Bye.
You do?
Really? You're not even gonna hand the cat off? You're just gonna stay up
You're
from,
gonna be alright.
from there? Are you serious?
Bye, BBJ!
She couldn't be bothered to walk down the stairs. My
I'll
God.
be down the stairs. I'd be crying. I'd be like waving to them at their car, blowing kisses while the car is moving, tapping on like the windows,
Right.
waving them off. You know, the normal thing that you would do, right? You know how, you see somebody off and they're waving from the car while the car is moving and you're beside them, maybe running with the car and saying bye. She's like, nah, yeah, peace out. We've had 20 years together. It's all good later.
Right. Because if I come down there, I got to come back up here.
Right? It's like, holy crap, man. This literally, this right here just shows you the amount of love and respect she had for that cat by staying up there and doing it like this. I was like, holy crap.
Well, BBJ is glad to be gone.
Yeah,
And that person
I think,
seemed like it was a man, I think. I'm pretty sure. Unless she changed the voice. But
man, maybe it was a couple as well.
But
It
he
could
said, if there's ever any questions and you want to ask anything, just call. So
be. Mhm. That's it. At least BBJ is going to a new home. At
yes.
least we know that she wasn't put down because a lot of people were worried about that.
Right.
So there you go, everybody. BBJ is in a better place.
Yep.
Bye.
You do?
And that's it. Done and done. She showed proof, and there you have it. So at least she's getting her happy end. It might not be the ending that we wanted. Maybe some of us actually wanted this. Some of us was like, no, BBJ needs to get the hell out of there
Yes.
and be with somebody else that's gonna take care of her and bring her to the vet and whatnot. So there you have it, people.
Yes. I'm glad.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Done and done.
Mr. Moo. Well, I mean, even you know what? At this point, even if it was Missy Moo, I hate Missy Moo too. But even if she has animals and she takes care of them, she loves them, she treats them like family members. So even if that is where she went, I don't care. At least she'll be
Anywhere
alive.
but there.
Right.
Yes, exactly. There you go. Perfect. All right, so we did have the happy ending in the stream. We had Miami Vice Pastels on once again, clarifying her position, her situation. So everybody, thank you for joining me. It's practically been 2 hours. Thank you so much, Sunny Beasley. You just came in, but watch the replay only if you want to.
Yes. Hey,
Kim, she has a 1 minute and 19-second video she posted just a few minutes ago. So if you want to take a look at that again, we played it I think 2 times. But yeah, thanks for rewatching, everybody that's here. Smash that like button, subscribe only if you want to, and we'll be back. Thank you so much. Thanks, Timberly, for being on. I appreciate you. Next is Rehoming Pete's. Yeah, next is Rehoming Pete's. Everybody got rehomed. Sam,
Yep.
BBJ, Pete's, and the appliances. Everybody's getting rehomed.
Everybody, even that nasty mattress.
Exactly, getting rehomed left, right, and center. Anyways, thanks so much, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.